Bubba built it.
Hey everybody, as promised, this week we're going to be talking about our wheel covers. A bunch of you have been asking about these, what are those wheels? Where did you get those wheels? And today we're going to solve that mystery for you. Michael has been working on the individual pieces. We're painting them, and I'm going to put at least one of them together for you today and show you how this is all coming together.
Yeah. Okay. So as you see here, we have a plethora of pieces. Would you say we have a plethora?
Yes, I would say
We
you
have a
have a
plethora.
plethora.
Okay. All right. Now let's just talk about first of all the fact that this is a lot of stuff to paint.
A lot of square footage.
So each one of these wheel covers that we designed has 20 fins, and there's 4 of them. That's 80 fins in all. We actually cut up a whole 4x8 sheet to do this, so that's 64. If you're painting stuff both sides, which we are, as you can see, those aren't both sides yet. Then you're talking about like 60, almost 60 square foot. And I say almost. But you that are really great at math will say, oh, that's 64 square feet, 32 times 2. But all of it wasn't double sided. So for instance, like these are these big pieces right here. We only had to paint them one side. You're not going to see the back side. Who cares what color it is? So all of it wasn't painted both sides, but the vast majority of it was, because these fins are sort of the magic of the whole trick. So this is all about solutions. One of the things we love about these builds is that they take you down a journey of problem solving and solutions that is really fun. And you never know when you start where it's going to go and where it's going to take you. This happens to be one of those. When we first started this, we wanted to go with a big steel wheel. So of course, the guys at our friends at Detroit Steel Wheel were what came to mind, and we got this really beautiful 20 by 11 wheels, and we got the offset where it's really, really got that, that deep concave to it. And then we had planned to take. Matter of fact, let's just talk about it. What our initial plan was not this at all. Our plan was to take our plasma cutter, and we had made these jigs. These were concept jigs, and then I made one. We took one and we made it out of Formica or something that was hard.
Formica.
And we were going to put that on the wheel, and we were going to use our plasma cutter and just cut out kidney beans, and it would have looked really cool. And actually, our early renderings, if you look at our early rendering, when it had really nice big kidney cutouts there, it would have been sweet. But and I do not fault them one bit. Detroit Steel was like, really, we don't want you guys to be cutting holes in the wheels. Okay. It probably would have been fine, but I 100% understand it, and that makes sense. If, a lot of times we work with people on our products, and we don't want it to be, greatly modified. So we're like, look, okay, we don't. This is supposed to be, kind of like a race car. Our shtick is kind of race car for the street, and that's not going to cut it. Without, and of course, the little baby moon hubcaps, that's not going to cut it either. We really wanted that sport look. And before you guys go throwing stones, because these are not functional. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. These look really cool. They're not functional. They could be. If there were holes in that, they'd be functional. We made functional turbofans on the Trans Slammed, and they're really cool and they work really well. This is cosmetic. They do look cool, but again, this is about problem solving. And because we're going to turbo this Hemi, the turbofan wheels, and it also kind of has that. When we designed these, we really were kind of going for, let's have something that kind of mimics that old school, the American Racing Vector wheel, which is what the General Lee would have had. Now the Vector wheel had 10 fins, and this is 20, because again we're kind of leaning more into the Cyclone turbofan, or they were called turbine wheels back in the day. So there's the the Vector, which has less fins, but the turbofan wheels or the turbine wheels generally might have had even more than 20. But anyway, so we're like, how can we have that look, and something we can make ourselves? Now, before you go saying, oh, who has a 5 foot by 10 foot water jet at their disposal? We actually happen to have one because of our our tire graphics. That's how we make our tire graphics. And so we're all about, using what you got. Okay, but 99% of the people don't own a machine like that, and we understand that. But look, the machine time is probably, if you go anywhere anywhere around within an hour of where you live, you probably have multiple people that own these machines. They're going to charge you $150 an hour for machine time. And look, that's not chump change, but it's not that much really. So, so you could take and do the same thing we've done, and not be out a lot of money. So anyway, we took the material, and now back to the material. This material, let's see if I've got a piece of it that's handy. That's just scrap. We call it hardboard, but really, what it is a composite. Sorry, I didn't have this ready to go, so you'll have to bear with me a second. Oh, we used it. We used this material just about every build that we. Okay, well, here's a piece of it, but it's too small for me to bend. I want to show you how easily it bends and is workable. This is aluminum sandwiched around a PVC core, and it's really cool stuff. And it's very tough. This material, we probably talked about it before on some of our other videos, but it was designed by the petrochemical industry to put fancy wraps on gas station. If you paid attention when you go get gas, they have these slick surrounds over the poles and the canopies, and this material was invented for that. But I just bent that. As you can see, this material is highly workable. You can't break it like in a brake because it'll just crack, but you can bend it, and it's very stiff, it's very lightweight. We used it for the complete floor pan and the Scraptona. Anyway, it's not very expensive.
And also, it's completely corrosion resistant.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we can get away with only painting one side of
because it's just aluminum, and
it's not going anywhere. It's very
stable. So here's another piece
resistant
right here
to the elements.
So this shows you, like, now we actually have you can break it, and we broke it before, and I was doing a test here to see. So you still get one side of the aluminum that's still holding on, but structurally, once you do this, it's not it's not all bad. Yeah, but anyway. But this material is just really good, and like the wholesale price for a whole sheet of this stuff is like $50. So if you go to any sign company, their supply house will have this, and they're going to mark it up if they sell you a sheet of it, or if they use it for something on your projects. But as a hot rodder, you need to keep this material in mind because it is great for making door panels. So, for instance, the thickness of this too. This is a little over 1/8 of an inch thick. If you go out and price 1/8 of an inch thick aluminum, you're probably talking $250 a sheet. So 5 times the cost of this stuff. So if you're a hot rodder, you need to know about this material because there's so many uses for it. Now, I don't want to get ahead of us. In the next video, we're going to talk about our dashboard, and we made dash pieces and all kind of stuff with this. But anyway, lightweight material, inexpensive. So we cut, and I've got some clips of us on the machine. We put the sheet up there, and we're cutting out all these pieces. And all this goes together like a puzzle, but paint. So anyway, right now I'm in the process of flipping all these because we had to paint them on both sides. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next hour probably, is flipping all these and painting the back sides. And then we're going to assemble the covers and put one on to show you how it works. So.
Okay, so the pieces are painted.
Both
Beautiful.
sides, all 80 pieces.
Yep.
Actually, we have 88 because there are a few of them in the machine. I knew there would be a few of them that would blow out, but so we got some extras.
Yep. And?
But all 88 pieces.
Yep.
And
we even got a little bit on the shirt.
I'm like, I shouldn't have worn this. I was thinking when I walked out of the house, I shouldn't wear this today. What do you? All right, look. No.
We had a little bit of a mishap. It happens.
It wasn't my fault. Let's talk about what it was.
Yeah, it was It wasn't his fault. It really wasn't. It was the paint cans. Here's the offender right here. It wasn't sealed very well, and it was leaking. I mean, it was just making a huge
First of
mess.
all, nobody asked for this ridiculous Wonder Cap.
No, it's
And by the way, this stuff at least is cheap, right? No, it's $12 a can now. What in the world?
yeah. It'd probably be cheaper for us just to mix our own and use a spray gun. But
Well, yeah,
anyway,
whatever.
so here we are.
Here
So
we are.
now it's time for the assembly. I'll give you a little sneak peek at the dash there, but that's it. That's all you're getting. You have to check out the next video for the rest of that. We're going to clean off. We're going to use Ruckus Truck as our assembly table. I think it's the best.
This is a really cool assembly table.
Yeah, it's the best horizontal surface we have right now.
What are you doing?
Look, I'm not really making any kind of commentary there. I'm just calling it like
saying this is the best horizontal area we have.
Are you going to make one? You're going to make a horizontal surface?
What I am going to do is put that dashboard on it.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So we'll get our workstation cleared here and start putting that together. All right. We just had a little bit of a discussion off camera here. We've had a lot of people asking questions about the wheels and expressing interest in it. And then, for us, because we know what's going on, we're just kind of second guessing how people are going to react.
I don't know that we want to talk about this.
Yeah. Like people may not actually appreciate what we're doing once they see how it's done. It's kind of like,
you just did that. Oh, that sucks. Anybody,
Yeah. Don't tell me how the sausage is made.
Right.
So, you may or may not see this. I don't know.
But here's the thing. It looks cool.
It does. And again, you can't buy vectors. All right.
You can't buy a 20-inch. Oh, look, okay.
Let me back up.
Hold on.
You can't buy the vector that we want for this build.
Look, okay. To replicate this wheel in like aluminum, what costs you like $5,000 if you could even do it?
Yeah.
You couldn't get the delicacy, this thing's beautiful when it comes together. It's really beautiful, and we like we like beautiful things. And so we're like, how can we recreate this? How can we make something beautiful that doesn't cost us, thousands of dollars? And this is the way to do that. So, I mean, screw it.
Yeah. There you go. In fact, that should almost be the title of the video.
I don't know what that. The way these are designed, they go together. They really don't even need fasteners. They're going to lock together. They're held in place by the wheel. I mean, it's just really it works out really nicely.
Yeah, it's a cool design. On Scraptona, we made our wheels on that. And that was
that's an uber high dollar. Yeah,
that was start to finish. And what we did with this, we bought the hoops, and it ended up being a three-piece. It was a three-piece wheel.
Mm-hmm.
We had the centers machined, and then assembled it. And yeah, it looked really, really cool. But
it wasn't DOT.
It was not DOT.
What else? It was very expensive.
It was very expensive, even
building it ourselves. Yeah,
it was very expensive. Just the components themselves, it was kind of like shocking.
Shock and awe.
So, what we're doing is we're taking something that is already out there, components that are readily available, and they're good, solid components, and DOT, and we're making it fit the build. So, like I said, we understand if some of you are going to hate on this. In fact, those were your exact words, right? We're going to get some hate over this. I thought we were going to get some serious hate over the what we did on the Bronco seats, and that didn't happen. So
no,
maybe you're like me.
All right, so I think the production value is waning. We should go to time lapse.
Uh,
I don't want a camera in my face.
Look, I'm kind of enjoying this.
Are you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll just keep on going then.
No, production value has definitely waned now. Assembled.
One down, 3 to go.
Yeah.
It's like a science fair project. It's like we took a bunch of popsicle sticks and now we've decided that the wheels are going to be black. So we have one black wheel. And this will be the first time that we or you or anybody has seen how this is going to look.
Yeah. Right here, what we've got is just got some chloroplast slime material
prototype.
That we used to make the prototype to see if the design was going to work well. And
we made about 4 or 5 prototypes.
Yeah,
and we made one out of cardboard. There's one. So we started out with cardboard. This is a proof of concept. We did this one, and we were like, okay, it needs. We did that extra ring to stabilize it, and it is stabilized. But this is the first one we did right here. There's a proof of concept.
Then we moved to the chloroplast, and
then we made a live prototype.
There
and
it is.
Let's see. There it is.
Sweet.
Just go over here with your fingers and just sort of smooth out a few of those little hairs in the painting process. And wheel. And once again, these could be functional if they were on an aluminum wheel.
Yeah, it would definitely evacuate air and cool the brakes. Of course, on the back's not as big of a deal, but
dude,
yeah, man, it works. And again, the reason why we're doing this is because what we really want, this style, it's just not available. And what we have to do is have them custom made or make them ourselves from scrap to finish. And then you're not going to have something that is DOT.
Look, I've got all the respect in the world for guys that go out and spend $10,000 on a set of wheels, and they're really cool, right? But honestly, it's about how much money can you spend. That's not fun. No. Anybody can go pay a machinist and have them, look again, and I said 5,000 a minute ago. That's probably not. That wouldn't touch a custom machined.
It would not touch what we're wanting to do here.
Yeah. So it's about. So a lot about what we're trying to do is aesthetics, and this is rolling art in our mind. We're getting back to when we were a kid, and I said this before, but you got the car and you're playing in the living room and you're rolling it along the top of the couch. You're like vroom, vroom, making the engine noises. That's what we're going to do with this car. We're going to get in it. We're going to roll it around the couch, and we're just going to have fun. And we need something that has the right stance. We need something that looks good. We need something that's a little bit outrageous, But we're allergic to spending thousands and thousands of dollars on stupid things. Yeah. So what we try to do is come up with solutions that work, something that anybody can do, and anybody could replicate this. If you could design it however you want it, take it to a local shop that's got they got a machine, and you could have the same setup.
Yeah, we used a water jet. The fact is, you could use a CNC router too.
Yeah, you could, right? So I mean, anyway, this could be replicated for just a few $100s.
Yeah.
Because we did it all of ourselves. I mean, really, the cool thing about this is we've got less than $200 in all that.
Yeah, which is awesome. And again, we spent some serious bucks on the scrap toning, and that was still cheap to make our custom one-off 3-piece wheels by today's standards is really cheap.
Look,
And
I think we need to get a rolling shot. So you want to get back and I'll
oh
push
yeah.
this giant thing.
Anyway, we didn't get the vector look. We had a really cool look, but not the vector.
A 20 by 11 vector wheel. How much would you pay for something like that?
And see, now you get it. You know, when you see it put together, it's not all that, right?
All right,
But
here's the thing too. Look, for us, it's about the gee whiz factor, and that's what makes things cool, right? You look at it, you're like, what am I looking at? What is that?
yeah.
And so, as long as you've done something that has that gee whiz factor, it doesn't have to be made out of unobtainium. It just has to look cool. It has to be fun. And look, check both the boxes, right?
Yep.
Oh, and cheap, that's another box.
Yep.
So we're checking off boxes here. And honestly, I don't give a crap if somebody doesn't like it. I love it.
I do too.
I mean, that is cool.
Yes, it is.
And if I saw that somewhere, I'd look at that and like, what did they do? What the heck did they do?
Now,
And if I knew, oh my goodness, they only spent $200 on that,
yep.
I would love it even more. I think I
Yep.
love it even more.
Absolutely.
I love it a lot more than if we spent 10 grand on it.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, one thing we need to discuss is how it is going to be hard fastened and attached to the wheel.
Okay, so in the design, so I designed this locking ring here to hold everything in place, and it is stout. But then I left a little bit of extra room here, so all we'll do is we'll just drill and tap for some screws and just hold it in place.
Yep.
Look, the fact of the matter is, it's not coming off right now, but
No,
I mean,
but
that would not come off. But to make sure that it doesn't, what's what we'll do? We'll just
Yeah.
drill some holes in and just tap
it
right into the steel wheel.
into the steel wheel.
And it's not going, but this could be replicated for any wheel. Like for instance, let's say you got some of those. Let's just say you got a set. We use these before, like 4-wheel drive wheels, and you can get 4-wheel drive wheels like a 20 by 12 negative 44 offset, but they look like RoboCop's butthole. You know, they got all this. They're ugly. You could take a wheel like that, and you could do that with it, and it would be functional. It would be cool looking. The only reason we didn't do that really is because the bolt pattern. We really need it, and again, the Detroit steel wheels are awesome, and they got that really good offset. And anyway, so you know the light. I'm on the light there, but yeah. So I mean, it's all about style. That nobody needs a 20 by 12 wheel on anything, honestly.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we have it.
Yep.
So we got 1 down, 3 to go.
Awesome. Okay, and so I guess we're just going to stop the video on that note. Next week we're going to talk, or not next week after, we're going to talk about our dash solution. And
yeah, so let's set the stage for that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
When you're doing a body swap, one of the biggest problems, besides making the car fit on the pan, is to get the interior pieces and the dash to mate up, and that was one of the big problems with this build.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the challenges. Another challenging area is where the door meets the dash area. That's always a challenge.
Yeah, well. So to integrate the dash into the body into the dash, those types of things, that's what we're going to deal with next week. It's a different solution for every body swap that you do, but they're all on the same lines. Yeah. So anyway.
All right, hey guys, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.